I've learned this week, it's like there's no right way to go about this. Look how much I'm shaking, I can't. We have a baby. And now we're gonna have 3 babies. I lost the baby. It just sucks. We were so happy. I'm not pregnant anymore. I'm so nervous to be doing this right now. Okay, so I feel like this is, oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm in my bathroom. Jordan just went into a meeting and I have some of these here with me. I'm like a day or 2 late on my period, but it's been kind of irregular lately anyways, so I don't really know if that means anything. I kind of feel like I could be, but I don't want to get in my head, and I'm just gonna test now and get it over with because, like I said, Jordan just went into a meeting, and if it is positive, I would love to tell him when he gets out. I'm just having a lot of thoughts right now. I'm like so scared. Like, don't want to get my hopes up. It's scary. I've kind of had this feeling like I'm putting it off because once it's there, it changes everything. But I'm ready. Am I ready? Am I? I don't know. And I'm so nervous right now. I'm probably shaking so much. Okay, I'm just gonna do it. Let's just do this. Can you close the door? Okay, come. All right, here we go. I'm like shaking so much. I should have drank enough water. Hopefully, or I should have drank more water. Hopefully that was enough. It's still thinking. Okay. This is my view while I wait. Can't complain. I feel like I'm so nervous. My heart is pounding so much. And I feel like I kind of know what the answer is gonna be, and it's super scary. But also, what if it's not? And then I just feel stupid for even hyping it up or thinking all of this. I wish you guys could feel my chest right now. Oh my God. If Jordan walked in right now, he would think I was such a freak. Holy shit. Oh my God. Look how much I'm shaking, I can't. Oh my God. Oh my God, I thought I was, but I also totally thought I was getting in my head. Holy fuck, this is real. Oh my God. I gotta get myself together before he comes out of his meeting, otherwise he'll know like immediately. But oh my God. Oh, this changes everything.
I got a call in 5 minutes, but if you need anything else from up in that room, I can get it for you. What's going on? Pregnant?
Hi, do you have 5 minutes?
I have 5 minutes, yeah. You're pregnant? Congratulations. Oh my goodness. You're shaking. Nervous
I don't know, I was so nervous to take the test and I can't believe it. Congratulations to you.
Think about how exciting our little family is going to be with our boys.
I know, we're going to have 3 babies.
I'm so excited. You're happy shaking.
I'm happy shaking.
Good.
I am, I'm so happy. I don't know, I'm so scared. But happy. It's much happier this time than last time.
Yeah, it is. We're in a great spot. We've got 2 boys who are going to be great big brothers to the baby. It's
Oh
going
my
to be
gosh,
amazing.
I can't believe it.
I'm happy.
I can't stop shaking. I kind of thought I was, but I was like, no, I'm gonna end up overthinking it.
I love you so much.
I love you too. Can you tell I've been crying? I just looked in the mirror and I got a little bit of a makeover with that news. I'm kind of feeling Black Swan-like, you know? Okay, so it is the day of my first doctor's appointment. According to my app, I am 7.5 weeks today, so we're outside the doctor's office. Jordan's here catching up on some work on his phone. We got here a little bit early. How are you feeling, Daddy?
Excited.
I'm so nervous. I was telling Jordan on the way home, or on the way here, he was like, you're sitting up so straight in the car. He was making fun of me for how I was sitting. But I am like, all the anxious nerves are hitting me. I just feel like...
I feel good.
I don't know. I went back and I was watching my old video from when I did the first appointment with Arlo, and I was so excited, and I'm so excited now too, but I just feel like I'm like anxious too. Like I just want to get in there, want to hear the heartbeat, want to know everything's all good and everything's healthy, and you know, then we can go from there. But yeah, I'm a ball of nerves right now, so I'll see what footage I can get in there. They usually don't let us film anything while we're in there, so I'll see what I can do and then show you guys the ultrasound at the end and all that good stuff. So let's go. Jordan and I were talking about how the last time we were here at this building was when I was in labor with Arlo, and it was like a rushed almost car baby.
Yeah.
And we had
almost car baby, and we were waiting at the door, waiting for someone to come down and open it up because it was locked.
It was the beginning of the pandemic, and so we had to call them when we got to the door. And I was like, I cannot even sit down on my seat right now. Get me up into that room.
Yeah.
And then
your water broke like 3 minutes later.
4 minutes later, he was
born
on my chest. Crazy. Okay, I'm in the car now. I'm actually about to go get one of my nails fixed because one of them broke, but I thought I would fill you in on the appointment because it didn't go exactly as I expected. It was so different from my first appointments for my other 2 pregnancies. The good news is that we have a baby. There is a baby. We saw the heartbeat. We do, I'm like shaking because I'm nervous. We do know there is a heartbeat. However, it is measuring small. It's measuring about a week and a half smaller than it should have been. So I'm supposed to be 7 weeks and 4 days today, and the baby is measuring only 6 weeks and 1 day. So they pushed my due date back, which isn't the end of the world. Like, that's happened to me. It happened to one of my friends. It's never happened to me quite that much. Like, they moved my due date back 10 days. And I think seeing that I was only measuring 6 weeks is scary. I've been feeling pretty good. I was just telling my friends this morning, I like have been starting to get anxious and like get in my head a little bit because I haven't been having too many symptoms. Like last week I was having nausea and like some feelings of morning sickness, but I haven't really felt it since then, which is like now I'm getting in my head because I was 6 weeks at that point, and now I'm like hoping that like the baby didn't stop growing at that point or something. All in all, I've been feeling good other than being like super fatigued and tired and stuff. So I don't know, the doctors don't seem super concerned, but they do want me to come back for a follow-up ultrasound. And of course the follow-up ultrasound would hit right in the middle of our trip home. We're going to Ohio next week, and we're gonna be home for Arlo's birthday. I'm planning like his party. We're gonna see all our family. I was gonna tell my family and friends that we were pregnant while we were home for the trip, and we were gonna show Christian these pictures today and tell him today that I'm pregnant. But now we're gonna wait until the follow-up appointment just to make sure it's all good. And we had to push our trip back a day because I knew I could not go the whole trip with this like looming. The soonest they could see me though is the day these people are probably like, what is this girl doing? The soonest that they would see me is the day we're supposed to land in Ohio. So we actually moved our flights, and we're now going to get into the doctors as soon as they'll see me, fly out that evening to get to Ohio. And I'm just like praying it's good news. We just need this baby to grow. As long as it grows by the next ultrasound, then I'm okay. He said the fact that I'm not bleeding is a really good sign. I haven't like spotted at all since getting pregnant. They basically thought maybe I ovulated like later in the month, and we conceived like later in the month, and that's what's causing the timeline confusion. But I know that's not the case because I know exactly when I ovulated and I know exactly when we conceived. So this baby's just growing at it's just growing smaller. It's just growing at a slower rate, which maybe it's just like a dainty little baby. That's okay, but I just need it to grow enough by the next appointment that it's viewed as like a viable pregnancy, especially because we'll be flying out that evening and then spending a week with family in a different state. I'm like really hoping that we get good news. If not, at least I'll have a good distraction. But my mind is just so all over the place. And the appointment today was sad because like, I don't know if it was the ultrasound tech's like bedside manner, or she seemed a little flustered with the equipment. Like at first she was telling us that she was having tech issues. She like forgot something she needed and had to go back out and get it. And She was really nice, but she just seemed a little flustered, and we could see the heartbeat on the screen, but she didn't point it out like I pointed it out, and I was like, oh yeah, there's a heartbeat, and she said yep, and she said it all looked good, but she didn't play the heartbeat for us because I don't know if that's because it was like so early, because now I'm technically only 6 weeks again, but we didn't even get to hear the heartbeat today, which was like really sad. I've never had a first appointment where we didn't get to hear the heartbeat, and I think any mom who is early pregnant and waiting for that first appointment, that's sort of like the relief you get, that it's like, okay, everything's okay, I can hear it. And so the fact that I didn't hear it today was hard, but I do feel relief that we saw it. At least we saw the baby, we saw the heartbeat, and she said everything looked good, it's just measuring really tiny. But then when I sat down and talked to my doctor, he had to talk to me about the odds of miscarriage and how if I start bleeding, it could potentially happen while we're on this trip, and you know, well, he said we'll kind of reevaluate at the next ultrasound and then go from there. So I'm just like praying all is well. He said there's absolutely nothing I can do to help my odds or increase my chances of this staying and the baby growing. I just need to keep taking my prenatals, eating healthy, and try and keep myself, you know, as less stressed as possible. But now I wait 10 days until this follow-up ultrasound, and it basically, like, it's not even progressing me in the pregnancy, it's just getting me to the point I thought I was today. So, you know, I'm just gonna try and stay busy, and not too busy, but stay occupied, keep my mind occupied, and focus on this trip and focus on keeping my body healthy as possible. And in the meantime, I'm thankful, you know, I know a lot of people make it to this appointment and they don't see the baby, they don't get a heartbeat. I'm just thankful we had a heartbeat. I had to ask her for the pictures. She didn't even want to give them to me. She was like, do you even want pictures? Because it's so small, you won't really see anything. And I was like, yes, I want pictures. So it is super small, but it's there. It still counts. So just gotta pray about it, and in 10 days we will revisit. Okay, so it's now 10 days later. We're dropping the boys off at school right now, and then we're gonna go to my follow-up ultrasound appointment. I'm so nervous. The last 10 days have just been like so stressful, and I've been trying to do everything I possibly could to stay healthy, even though the doctors told me there's nothing I could really do to like control it. I like revamped my diet. I've been slowing down on workouts. I got new prenatal pills. It's just like everything I felt like I could control, I tried to control, and I don't know if it helped at all, but it helped my sanity. Well, of course my camera battery died right as I was trying to do that, so I'm on my phone. Hopefully the quality isn't too bad here, but just all we can really do is hope for the best. So let's see how it goes. Well, we just got back from the doctor's office, and as to be expected, I lost the baby. It's crazy, like 5 weeks ago I was sitting right in here finding out, and you know, the last 5 weeks I have had a totally different picture in my head than this. But we fly out this evening to go to Ohio for Arlo's birthday, and we're keeping the trip because I just feel like as far as now at least, we're keeping the trip because I just feel like I need the distraction, and we have a party planned for his birthday in our hometown with our friends and family. We fly out in like 12 hours, and we just got this news. These are my pictures from the last ultrasound that I made them give to me, even though the woman didn't want to. Now I kind of see why she didn't want to. You know, we didn't even get to hear the heartbeat the first time we saw it. We saw the baby and we saw its heartbeat, but we never even got to hear it. And like I said, she didn't even want to give pictures, but I did get these, and I'm glad I did, because now this is all I have. We waited 10 days, and when we went today, the baby was just like this, exactly the same size as it was the last time, and there was no heartbeat. And we could see, like, it looked different. So now I'm rushing off for a DNC. The doctor gave me a few different options because my body, I haven't had any cramping, I haven't had any bleeding. My body's not catching up to the miscarriage. And because we fly out tonight for a week, you know, we basically don't know at what point my body will catch up. It could be tomorrow, it could be 2 weeks from now, and I don't want to be, you know, heavily bleeding and miscarrying while we're on the road and around family. So I'm rushing off to go to surgery now and go get this DNC, and then hopefully I'll be out of recovery in time to go get the boys from school. It's just like such a whirlwind. And I actually, you know, I feel better than I look. Like, there was a part of me that really expected it. Like, I was having visions of the ultrasound and not seeing a heartbeat. I was having visions of it not working, and I tried so hard not to think that way, but I couldn't help it. I'll have to do a whole video on the emotions because, you know, now I know what this feels like, and I know so many people out there know what this feels like, and it just sucks. We were so happy, and Jordan's really broken up about it, I think. Like, whereas I have been sort of like expecting the worst, I think he has been putting on such a brave face and being like so positive and confident that he like did not expect the news we got today. So we are both very broken up about it. You know, I had already bought like a little card to tell my parents. I had already bought a jacket to announce it. Eventually, I bought a book to give to Arlo to tell him he's gonna be a big brother, and we were picturing telling the boys tonight right before our flight, and like telling them before we left, and telling our friends while we saw them in person this week. And now I just feel like we're living in this really surreal reality, but I'm grateful they could get me in for surgery today, and you know, I can just have a very blank slate and start over and move forward and not have to, you know, deal with a lot of what would otherwise hit. I'm so thankful I've had 2 healthy pregnancies. Like, this whole experience makes me so even more so thankful for the 2 I already have, and for the nothing but positive experiences I've had up until this point. Like, I'm just so lucky, and this is a hurdle, you know, but we'll get through it. I was hoping our announcement and our share about a 3rd baby would be more like private and like, you know, a little more close to the vest until we were ready to share that I was actually pregnant, and then it would just sort of be this like big exciting thing. I pictured it so much since I got that positive, but that, you know, that's not our journey. This just wasn't meant to be this time. Maybe it'll help others to share it, and maybe being more open about us trying to conceive in the future, maybe that'll help too. I don't know. I still believe everything happens for a reason. It just really sucks. We made a beautiful baby. We saw its heartbeat, but it's just time to say goodbye now. I have my own shirt on. I'll go move forward. Okay, so it's the next day now, as you can tell. My surroundings have changed. We are now in Ohio. It's been a whirlwind of the last 24, 36 hours, however long. So yesterday I went and got my D&C, and I'm not pregnant anymore. And it like is still really weird. It's weird that it's like 2 days ago I was pregnant and now I'm not, but I feel pretty good, all things considered. It was like a pretty easy surgery. I felt fine traveling. I bled last night, but my bleeding's already over as of right now. Fingers crossed it stays that way. I've had cramping, and now it's sort of just like the emotional recovery a little bit, you know. I'm still really sad. I mean, it's still very, very fresh, but I'm really thankful that we had this trip and that we have a week of distractions, you know, and Arlo turns 2 in 7 days. So with his birthday in a week, right? What's today's date? 6 days. He turns 2 in 6 days. So with his birthday coming up so soon, I feel really good about like just putting my focus into him, celebrating him, and making it a really good time. I feel better than I felt yesterday. I think some of the shock has worn off, and I've moved into just like acceptance. You know, I know this was just not a healthy baby. It just, I'm trying to tell myself it wasn't me. My brain is overthinking everything. I'm like, did I work out too much? Did I eat not healthy enough? Did I do something before I knew I was pregnant that could jeopardize it? But I know at the end of the day, it just wasn't a healthy baby, and it just wasn't the right time. And we'll get there. I have a post-op appointment in 2 weeks, and so I'm hoping when I go do that, I can ask a lot of those questions I have and get some answers, even though Jordan and I were talking about how like we'll probably never have all the answers we wish we had from this experience, but that's okay. Again, that's part of like the acceptance as much as you can. And you know, I'm trying to just, I feel like I've cried so much in the last day. I cried 3 times on the plane ride over here. And I really just want to get this out to share it with you guys. So when you're seeing this, it, you know, is super fresh. It happened just a couple days ago, and I was 9 weeks, if you're curious. And, you know, hopefully I make it further next time. There will be a next time. I'm just staying hopeful, and I'll bring you guys along on it, and I'll share, and hopefully you'll get an announcement from us there in a few months. You know, if we're lucky, we'll see. But just send me good vibes, and I will continue to stay open and share, because it's therapeutic for me. It's, I think, helpful for other people. The one thing I wish I would have done differently is we didn't tell Christian. Christian never knew I was pregnant, because we were waiting to tell him until the first ultrasound. We wanted to have ultrasound pictures, and we wanted to, I had this whole thing. Like I said, I bought a book for Arlo. We were going to tell him and then come on this trip, and he could tell family and friends. And then the first appointment didn't go as planned, and so then we wanted to make sure we had a good appointment and good pictures when we told him, and then that didn't happen either. And now we're sort of in this spot where it's like, I want him to know, you know, as he gets older, I want him to know that this is part of our family story. I want to normalize it. I want him to know that, like, this happened and this is okay, and his mom went through this, and his mom and dad experienced this, and that's okay. But he's so young. I know he wouldn't fully understand the concept, and we don't want to explain the concept of, like, the death of a baby right now to him, because he barely understands the death of characters being eaten by dinosaurs in Jurassic Park. So we'll leave it at that for a little bit. But I just, you know, I think if he knew I was pregnant, it would be easier to tell him, like, mommy lost the baby, versus explaining it all to him right now. So when he's a little older, once he can understand it, and I was kind of picking at him a little bit yesterday, and I was like, would you like a sibling? Would you like if mommy had another baby? And he said yeah. So, you know, it'll be really special when we get to include him in that. And next time I want to include him from the very beginning, because it's hard. It feels like I'm going through something and my best friend doesn't know, but that's okay. You know, it's part of the process. We're figuring this out. I've learned this week, it's like there's no right way to go about this. Like, there's no right way to feel or to act or to react or to grieve or to share. Like, it's just truly what you feel comfortable with and what feels good to you, and we're figuring that out. And I'll continue to share, and like I said, I'll make a whole video maybe once I'm a little further in the processing process. But yeah, that's what's been going on with me. That's why I've been a little MIA here lately. You know, it's been weird. Even when I thought it was a healthy pregnancy, it's like I was still in the first trimester. I was in this phase where I have this major thing going on, but I don't want to share it publicly quite yet. And because I'm in that phase, it also ends up making me a little more quiet in general, because, like, that's something huge going on in my life, but I can't talk about it. Or it felt like I couldn't. So I kind of feel like a weight's been lifted off my shoulder now, in terms of, like, this at least. And I'll share when I go for my post-op appointment, and just kind of share what that's like, because I have no idea what to expect. Like, this whole thing was so rushed and quick. I don't even know what the post-op appointment looks like. You know, I don't know if they're gonna examine me. I don't know what they're looking for. I don't know if they'll answer the questions I have. I hope they will, but it's been such a blur. But, you know, I feel good. Now we move forward, you know? So thank you for watching, if you made it this far. I apologize for all of the tears in this video, but I'm also not sorry about it, because that's real life and these are real feelings. And just know, if you went through something similar or going through something similar, you are not alone. And even people on the internet who seem like they have it all together, they don't. And even people who have super smooth, perfect pregnancies 2 times in a row, still shit hits the fan. And I don't know, let me know if you guys want me to do like a Q&A or something. The surgery process yesterday was just like very traumatic, and I knew nothing about it before that. So, you know, if it's helpful to talk about it, I'm happy to share. But I also don't want to, like, trigger anything. I know this stuff can be very triggering, and that's not my intention at all. It's just, like I said, it's like a big part of my life that I'm like, I want to talk to my friends about it, you know, and you guys are my friends. So, oh, with that, I'm gonna sign off. But thank you guys for watching, and I love you guys so much. And this is just, you know, I told Jordan last night, this is just like one more notch in the belt of our journey. This is like one more step in our family story, and you know, that's why I'm making this, because it's part of our family story, and that's why I'm here. And hopefully it brings a bit of solidarity to somebody, even if that's just me. But thank you guys for watching, and I will see you very, very soon in my next video. Bye.